How do you figure out how to replace Logan Simberg at left guard?
Well, kind of our philosophy, next guy up, and so we're going to work some different guys. Kenneth Horsey's probably going to get first crack at it, and we'll work Quentin Wilson in there, and we'll work Austin Dotson as well. Right now those are the three that have been here for a couple years and have shown that they're deserving of an opportunity to get in there and show what they can do. I don't know whose that is, but I think that's yours.
Sorry, gentlemen.
There you go. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see which one of those guys really step to the forefront and lead the charge there. And we got some time with spring ball and all of training camp to figure it out. So we won't rush to any conclusions, but we'll give them some opportunity to get in there and prove, see what they can do.
Does it yesterday that it's hard to move those tackles around because Nasir's not available this spring? Just how do you make those decisions in the summer and the fall or whatever to try a guy like Darian inside or keep him where he's playing so good? Right.
Yeah, well, the good thing is, with Nasir especially, the good thing is he's got a lot of reps built in. So even though we don't have him this spring, he's got a lot of reps under his belt on games, in games on Saturday. So that's a good thing. With Kennard, his potential to move inside, who knows? I mean, he's a really good tackle. I'll tell you that. And it's kind of like the discussions we had with George Asafo when he was here. He's got a body that's a prototypical, NFL guard. So does Darian, but they're a really good tackle, and so we can use their feet out there on the edge. And tackles are hard to come by, obviously. So, we'll see how it goes moving forward, and we'll probably get him some reps inside at some point. I've had that discussion with Darian, but we'll also, we'll see how Nasir coming back healthy and how these younger guys develop, and we'll see how it all fits together. That's kind of the exciting thing going into every year. You just don't know, you don't know. You have projections, and I know a lot of people want depth charts this time of year, but quite honestly, it doesn't mean a whole lot. It doesn't mean a lot until about the Monday or Tuesday before that first game. So, but we're going to work a lot of different combinations and see where it goes from there.
Tony, you've been here from the start, but how nice is it to see this, kind of continuity among the staff, being able to retain guys
Yeah.
and
Well, I think it's really good for our players that we're running, the same offensive system. Especially for our room now, we've got similar calls that we've had for 6 or 7 years, and I think that continuity really helps in your development because you're not changing from year to year. Guys don't have to relearn the offense; they don't have to relearn the expectations, they don't have to relearn the verbiage and all that type of stuff. So I think they can just build on what they've done for the prior years, and I think that really helps. Taking it to another level. You don't have to take you don't have to take a step back, learn, and then move forward. You can just build on what you've done, and I do think that helps us tremendously.
John, with those guys you've got rotating at left guard, how much does it help to have, they look over to one side and have Drake, the other side Landon, to kind of, anchor them, bookend them?
Well, it definitely helps to have some guys that have been through the fires before that, know what they're doing out there, and it's not a bunch of new guys next to each other. You worry about that a lot more than you do one new guy plugged in with guys all around him. But it's like any year, and some years it takes longer than others. It's a different combination of guys. It's a new guy in there, so it's going to be a little bit different. And how we do, and when it all comes together, when it becomes the product that we want it to become, time will tell. We'd love it to happen Thursday, but chances are it's not gonna. It's gonna take a little time, and you have to deal with some of the growing pains with having guys move on. And we not only lost Logan, but we lost Mason Wolf, who contributed a lot of snaps. He probably contributed, 1,000 snaps over the last 3 years, and that's a guy that has played a lot of ball for us too. So, but the year before we talked about replacing an All-American with Bunchy, and we talked about replacing a guy like George. That happens. The good thing is we're having those guys in our program now for 4 or 5 years. We're developing them. And when they move on, we've got other guys that we've been developing for a year or 2 years. It's not a guy usually that walks in off the street. And so, that's what this is all about at the collegiate level. You're going to have to do that, every 4 to 5 years. Guys are going to move on. So, I'm excited to see what happens with these guys that having these fresh opportunities and see what they can do with them.
How just incredible is it that Horsey is where he is today, being able to compete for that position?
I'd say, going through what he had to go through his spring semester of his senior year of high school with his, with his heart and with the procedures that he had to undertake, I think it's remarkable, to be honest with you, that, he's persevered and endured and gone through all those things and put himself in a situation. I think it speaks very highly of his toughness and his work ethic and what he's all made up of. And so a lot of, you don't see that a lot of times when you're just watching them on Saturdays. But when you recruit these guys and you know them for 3 or 4 years before they get here, and you know what they've gone through, you know their stories, to see them out there on Saturdays, having success, you really appreciate that. And he's no exception to that rule. He's a great story and a remarkable young man that has persevered through adversity. And that definitely, as a coach, gives you a lot of confidence in a young man like that, when going gets tough, he's not going to shy away from it. So that definitely helps.
Are you playing both the early enrollees at tackle, or are you cross-training those guys?
Right now we're playing them at tackle, and John's playing right, Deion's playing left. And, I'm sure during the course of spring we probably will flip them a little bit, let them work both sides, because I like to do that, and to see what kind of side they're more comfortable with. But starting off, that's where they played in high school. And so I like to try to give them a chance coming in to not have to adjust to a new stance and all that stuff. And so that's just where we started them.